Welcome, everyone. We are just finishing up the podcast on the channel. And so people are going to start filing in here in just a few minutes. I just wanted to come over here and say, come on in the room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Facebook group. Welcome to the YouTube group as they're filing in. It is just finishing up. We're going to have Randi Lee here, and she is going to be here. She is going to be here discussing the gene keys and human design too, if you wish, and then also be discussing. She's got a call that's happening tomorrow. I'm going to talk to her about that as well. So I want to welcome everybody as you're coming in. Oh, the chat's working, thank God. Oh, hello, Chanel. Hello, Butterfly Secrets. Let me turn this down a little bit. I kind of like the music, but gosh, that was another great podcast, wasn't it? That was another fabulous podcast. Absolutely amazeballs. Okay, great. So that is done, and then let me go here and share this live out on Twitter. On the mean streets of Twitter. I'm just kidding. They're not mean streets. Let me see. Twitter. Live now. Tweet that out so the Twitters know, the Twitter space, the Twitterverse knows that we're here. Hey, aloha, aloha. Let me give you. So I'm gonna drop this link for Randi, and we will let other people join in just a minute. So if you could just let Randi join first, and then we will let everyone else begin to join in just a few minutes, okay? So happy to see you guys. As y'all are filing into the room, I am going to go on and play our intro, and then we are going to get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, guys. I have the woman, the myth, the legend behind. She can hear me in the green room. Let me bring the woman of the hour, Miss Randi Lee. Hello. Aloha, Randi.
Aloha. Oh my God, I'm like laughing. I'm like, thank you for making me feel like a celebrity.
You're a celebrity, honey. You
Oh
are
my
a
God, not
celebrity.
even.
Listen, you're a celebrity to me. I'm telling you, like, holy cannolis. When I watched that again, I was like, yep, she blew my mind. Yep,
So
she
good.
really blew
So
my
good.
mind. It was just absolutely amazing. So I'm glad that people are coming over from the other feed, and hopefully we'll get some more folks on the live here too. How have you been? Your class has started, and I got incredibly busy, and I'm probably gonna be like, can I still come? Your class has started. How have you been? How are things going
Oh
with
my
you?
God, things are going really well. It's so funny that this actually went live, and we were I was like revisiting what happened, a few weeks ago when we recorded it, because so much has really happened. And I actually just opened up another cohort for my program, Chart Reading Mastery, where I teach people how to integrate human design and the gene keys into their business, into readings, because there has been such a request for it. I've currently running a cohort and wasn't planning on opening the doors, but I had over 10 people on a wait list. And so I opened it up and already have 6 people in. And so that's really exciting. And yeah, so things have been really well and just embracing this incredible journey.
I thank you so oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be on your website, like, as soon as we get done. I am so, so
Send you the
excited.
info.
That is absolutely that's so amazing and wonderful. I have to share with you because you and I have not had a chance to chat. So, guys, she's hearing this for the first time. Um, but when I reviewed not only the part 1, but then, you sent me, like, my chart. That's what you call it, right?
Yeah.
Um, I'm still learning the lingo, guys. This is a whole
It's
nother
like a new
language
language.
now.
Totally, totally.
It's a whole new language, right? But then I reviewed that, and then I started just kind of doing as I typically do, some of my own, like, research and digging and stuff. Um, I began, excuse me, to implement one of the key things I took from the first conversation, which was not to make decisions while I was in the height of my emotions, but to wait for that to subside so that I could see things for what they really were, right? I could actually, like, hear my higher self. This is how I took it, okay? So that I could actually hear my higher self. I could actually hear from my guides. I could actually hear from source. And I wasn't making this very impetuous decision. And not only did I do that, but then I also looked a little deeper within and was like, why was I so ready to jump to that? Like, I wanted to that's how my mind works. Like, I wanted to understand, why was I so willing to go over here, right? And make this what really would have turned out to not be a very good decision. So I put that into motion. I was in this huge crossroads a couple weeks back, and I put that into motion and allowed myself that latitude. And when I tell you, the resultant actually was the Lightworker liftoff weekend that we just had. And I had such an amazing experience. And there are some people here with us now that were there and were part of it. And we had an amazing experience. And I'm like, this is the way that I want to present myself to the collective. It just turned out like it began to just feel so right. So I have to thank you, like, she did not know any of this, guys. We have not really had a because I've been so incredibly, like, booked and busy, as the kids say, but all in a good way. It's just amazing. I can't begin to thank you enough. So, guys, like, this just takes everything to a whole new level,
Yeah,
right?
that's so incredible because, you're describing following your inner authority, and that's just so important. And I feel like it's so crucial in these times that we're going through to really learn how to trust ourselves and to trust our unique way of making decisions that are in alignment with our highest self, with our highest timeline. And so I think that, you know, I'm just so honored that that's like what you, because if anything you took away, that you took away that, like, that's just so important. And that's really the whole work that I do, is helping bring people back to themselves.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I don't mean to make this such a me fest, but, like, I guys, I cannot stress this enough, like, you guys know I bring people on that when I bring somebody on, I'm putting my stamp on them, right? I'm like, okay, but there's some folks that I bring on here that I'm just like, life changing, and I don't make that statement lightly. And literally, when I emailed you that day, I'm like, hey, can you send that over to me? I was in this, like, crisis mode that day. I didn't let you know, but I was in this crisis. Like, I was at the fork in the road, and it's like, you either gonna go this way or this way. And I'm like, I just knew. I was telling my head coach Joanna, I said, there's other information. There's something I need, and I think I need to hear this again from her. I need to get this from her, and then I need to go back and watch that podcast again. She said, "Well, then go do it." And literally, it just calmed everything down. It just calmed the waters. It was just as much, guys, that I love. I'm this transparent for a reason because I want all of you to know that are watching this now and are part of the replay gang. Even I, even I have moments where I'm not trusting my higher self. I'm not trusting my inner self. Even I can't hear that small still voice sometimes. I'm still human. But we come along with different points in our lives where we get the next key and we get the next, right? We are able to unlock that next door that opens up it's such a tremendous passageway. I can't say enough, Randy. I can't.
Yeah, I love that. And, one of the, speaking of the gene keys, the 57th gene key, it's the gift of intuition. And it talks about like this dilemma that it takes trust to build trust.
Mhm.
Like we have to actually take that leap to trust in our intuition, to
Uh-huh.
trust ourselves, and
Yes.
not knowing, right, what's going to be on the other side. We have to take that leap. And often, especially when we talk about our inner authority in human design, it's actually a radical concept because it's detaching your decision making from your mind. And for most
Yes.
of us, our mind has been our decision maker our entire life. And that's
Yep.
how society is structured. That's how we're conditioned. And so this is a radical step to like detach our decision making from our mind and bring it back to the wisdom and the knowing that comes from our body. To
Absolutely.
allow that to really guide our life, it takes trust to build that trust. So I see this as like the more we do it, it's like a muscle that we're building, right?
Yes.
We're strengthening it the more that we trust ourselves, that we take that
Yes.
leap to follow our intuition, even when it doesn't make logical sense. And
Mhm.
then the universe gives us the evidence that we can trust ourselves, that it's safe to
Mhm.
trust ourselves.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. A I get, and my point to the story too is that I've trusted my intuition on so many levels, in so many ways, and in very huge ways in the last year, almost year, 13 months now, right? By walking away from corporate America and just like, that's it. There's no plan B. There's no safety net. Yeah, I suppose I could, but I'm not going to. Like, I'm not going back. It's like I feel like, someone that's just like broken out of prison or something, prison break. Like, I'm not going back. Um, but as you get to the each next, I'll say level, right? As you grow, as you ascend, as you awaken, as you like become more of, or you remember more of who you truly are, and you allow that to be the embodiment and what you emit and emote and show the world who you truly are. There's that next level of, really, is that you, girl? Like, I literally had a conversation with someone today, and he and I were just chatting about some things, and I was just like, "Well, I don't know if I could, like, really have a mastermind like all the other people do, right? I mean, who's really gonna want it?" And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "Do you even know who you are?" And I swear to you, that was the third person in the last 3 weeks to say that to me. Like, do you know who you are? And it's just every time you just discover or rediscover something about yourself. And I feel like this study of these of human design and the gene keys, because I like joined the Discord, I had to turn it off because it was like too much information. But it was like, "Blah." But each as I'm like kind of diving into this, it's like all these new like rooms. I feel like I'm in like the pyramids and I'm just discovering new chambers and all this. It's just, I don't know. It's just been amazing. I'm gonna stop talking now.
I love that. And I feel like one of the things that my whole life I've really been searching for a sense of identity, a sense of who I am. In
Yeah.
human design, I have a undefined G center, and our G center is what gives us our sense of identity, our sense of life direction. So that's been always like very inconsistent for me. I've kind of been a bit of a chameleon. I've been so many different identities, and
Yeah.
what human design and the gene keys did is it allowed me to actually see the pieces that were truly me. And
Yes.
I was able to start like to differentiate between what was really me and what was
Yeah.
conditioning.
Yes.
And then it's really about, that's what it's about, is bringing our awareness then to what we're not. In human design, we call it our not self. To start to see that, okay,
Yeah.
that's not who I am. That's my not self. And
Yes.
not through that, we can start to remove those layers of conditioning, remove that not self, because we can't actually do anything to become what we already are, right? Like we already are all of that. Like we're already our design. So there's nothing we can do to become our design other than remove what we're not.
Wow. So I know this is you're just we're like not engaging the mind a lot, but in a lot of these practices, but that makes so much logical sense. You can't become who you already are.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like it's you. It's
right.
you, right? And that's like what's so amazing is then we can start to witness that already start to shine through the more we really align, and we start to bring awareness to the things that aren't in alignment with us.
Right.
Like we start to then, that just starts to emerge naturally. You
Yes.
because a lot of times in human design it can be very overwhelming, because human design in many ways is a very logical system. It has a lot of information. It's very
Mm.
like in that way sometimes it can be, it's like we're trying to get away from the mind, but it can almost like trap us in the mind in a way too.
It can,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
it's like we're trying to understand all of the different things and make sense of it all. And really, I think for me, what's been the biggest thing is to just allow myself to become the witness of it.
Mhm.
Witness it playing out already in my life. And
Mhm.
I don't even have to understand it logically. And
Mhm.
often when I start to witness it already happening, that's where it's like, then it starts to actually make sense because I'm
Absolutely.
actually living it. That's what happens often, is that people try to just understand it logically instead of living it.
Mm.
Live it and allow that understanding to come through.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Gosh, that's just so true. So true. And now I'm just like, my solar plexus is just going, yes, 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 do it, do it, do it. Like, what I've did, these things, these big, huge things that I've had rolling around in me, right? It's like now it's like, yes, go on and go for it because it's who you are. Malika says Gene Keys and human design really helped me realize the way I will prosper and shine my light isn't how I thought. It's eye opening because I was feeling like a failure. I'm going to drop the link, guys. And if you like those of you who already have, is it called your chart or is it a map? What is it called?
Yeah, you can call it your chart.
Okay. If you have already like run your chart or whatnot, and or if you have some questions and whatnot, like I'm gonna drop the link and we can make this a conversation, guys. I love it. Hey, girl, talk. How are you? Hey, Miss Anna, I see you in here. Let me put that in. So that's the link, guys. Because we're not gonna hold Miss Randy for. Although I'm super. I wish I was over there in Hawaii right now because I believe it's probably very warm, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing a dress. It's
I
like,
kind of just realized that. I'm like, she's warm and I'm not.
yeah.
Um I mean, it was what did it get it up to? 38 degrees here in Wisconsin. And I was like, oh my gosh, stuff is melting. And I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. It's gonna be 40 something tomorrow.
Oh my
And
god.
that's like, we're happy. Okay. That's just sick. I don't know why I'm still here. Um,
I've always lived in warm weather. Like I grew up in Arizona and then I've lived here for the past 15 years. So it's like I always say like snow is like fun to visit, but it's like living in it. It's I have a lot of respect for all of you. Like seeing what you had to go through just to like get in your car, like shovel. I'm like, what is this shoveling thing? What? What?
oh my gosh.
Thank you.
So, a funny story on the way to my car. So today is Sunday. So Tuesday we had basically an ice storm, which we don't get too many of those here in Wisconsin. It's usually either snow or it's rain, right? We don't usually get that mixy, icky stuff until right about now and then every once in a while. So we had kind of an icy storm, right? So I work from here. I have zero need to move that vehicle until I need to move the vehicle. So the car stayed where it was. And, it stayed there Tuesday. Wednesday, it was just cold. There was no need to leave the house. I had everything I needed. Why would I leave the house? And then Thursday, was it, or Friday? Maybe it was Friday. No, Thursday it snowed. Like we got 3 inches. Again, no need to leave the house. And then Friday morning, my son says he's getting ready to leave because, they go and he'll go and do whatever he's got to do. And he's into like cryptocurrency and stuff like that. So then he can go play and do whatever he does during the day too. And then my daughter-in-law, she's she's an eyelash technician. She has her own shop. So he's getting ready to leave the house. He comes downstairs. He says, Mom. I said, yeah, son, what's up? He said, your car told me that she was very sad. She's covered in ice. She's covered in snow. She thinks you don't love her anymore and is wondering if you could please move her. I said, Son, do you all need me to move the car because you want to park in my spot? He's like, No, I just didn't realize until living with you how much you don't leave the house. He's like, but it's covered in. I had to go out there and chip all the ice away, get all the snow off. It was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah, I don't think I'd leave the house either.
Oh my God. There was no need. Why would I do such a stupid thing? Like, why would I leave the house when I don't have to? Like, no, 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 no. Hang on. I'm trying to hide a user. Um, I'm doing good girl talk. Does anybody want to? I'm going to drop the link again. Malika, I thought you were a moderator. Yeah, you are. You got a bench. Anybody want to come up and chitty chat about their? What was that? What was that website again? The website that where you can run your chart.
Oh, you just go to genekeys.com. I think it's /free profile. But if you just go to genekeys.com at the top, there will be a tab that says, well, let me find the exact. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
there it is.
genekeys.com /free dash profile. And then you need to have your birth information. And then it will show you your hologenetic profile with your different gene keys.
Okay. So I put that link in the chat, guys. So if you have your profile and you want to chat, there is a link to the stream. Yeah, you do need to know the time of birth. That is correct, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
actually like, even if you know, like within a couple of hours, like that's gonna you'll get a pretty accurate reading. Especially for like the gene keys, it's like
Yeah.
sometimes when we're getting to some of the like more intricate information in human design, it's really important that you have yeah, if you find your birth certificate, yeah, perfect. Then that's exactly.
Sometimes they have it depends upon where you were
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't have.
born.
You can call the hospital.
Yep.
Sometimes it's yeah.
Mine came up as New York, not Elizabeth, New Jersey. Will that matter? That's weird. Why wouldn't it come up as Elizabeth?
You can usually change like because sometimes there's like multiple like city names for like, in multiple states. You should be able to look up and find the one for New Jersey. Because, yeah, the location will matter.
I tried to do mine, but there's not data yet from my city.
Oh, I think right now, hold on. I think right now it says that there's some issues with, I think maybe their website's going through some
Oh, rat row. Rat row.
issues, but
Okay.
yeah, maybe check back tomorrow and see. And if not, you can always send me an email. I have another software where I can pull your information. So, because you can actually find out your gene keys from your human design chart, because it's the same, like it's going to be the same thing. It's just going to give you, like when you pull your profile from the gene keys, it's going to give you a little bit more information. It's going to give you your specific gene keys chart, but you can find that same information from your human design.
And that one's humandesign.com, right? The
So
other
you can
one
go
that
to
we use?
mybodygraph.com to get
My
your
body
human.
graph. That's what I was trying. Yep.
Mhm.
Here, I'm putting
And then
your
when you're looking at your human design chart, I would say just focus on your activation sequence in the gene keys, which is made up of your conscious and unconscious sun and earth. So it's going to be the first two planets on the red side and the black side, because there's like going to be a list of planets on each side, one that's going to be red, one that's going to be black. You're going to take the first two planets from each side. That's going to be your conscious sun and earth and your unconscious sun and earth, and that's going to make up your activation sequence.
perfect. Girl talk. If you think you were born between 156 and 256, I just split the difference
Yeah,
and
totally. And it's going to
206.
be, yeah, it's not going to, basically what changes the most frequently is the position of the moon. But in between that, like it's not going to
Yeah.
change it.
Yeah, you should Asheville, North Carolina should come up. That's all pretty large city. So I'm sure it's probably just some sort of an issue.
Yeah,
But that's odd that of course, the night that we want to look at it.
I know,
Um,
right?
I can, if do you guys want me to bring mine up? Did you sent that to me too, didn't you?
Yeah, and I can, yeah, absolutely.
Let me see here.
I think I sent you like the whole profile breakdown.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did. Here we go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember this. Let me. And then I'll open it in a window. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to share mine so we can have a point of reference to chat with. And share screen window. Yep. Here we go. And share. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's your human design. So you can find out, like, for instance, if you just have your human design chart, you could find out your activation sequence, which is the first sequence in the gene keys from those first two planets. Yeah, so that's your, yeah, that first one in black, the 62.4, that's going to be called your life's work. And this is what you're here to do. It's like we're talking about that like external energy.
Mm-hmm.
The one below it, 61.4, your earth, that's your evolution. That's what you're here to learn. That's going to kind of
Mm-hmm.
ground your life's work. And then on the other side, the red side, this is your unconscious sun and earth. So 3.1 is going to be your unconscious sun. This is what we call your radiance. And this is going to be what keeps you healthy. It's going to be an inner light that you're here to shine. And then 50 is going to be your purpose. That's going to be what deeply fulfills you. It's the quality of consciousness you're here to bring to your life's work. So
Okay.
the gift of 50 is equilibrium. So, like we were kind of talking about on the episode, equilibrium, like the highest expression of 50 is harmony. So
Right.
you're here to bring this harmony, this quality of consciousness, of harmony, of equilibrium to your life's work, which is about precision and about using the gift of, you're very good at details, about like understanding the details and putting them together. Yeah, so that's going to be, yeah. So if you scroll down, it'll show you, yep, so these 4 positions: your life's work, your evolution, your radiance, and your purpose. So this is what you're going to get when you get a profile from thegenekeys.com. You'll get this breakdown of these first 4 keys, because this is really like your unique genius that you're here to unlock. And it's about grounding you on the physical plane.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you scroll down to the last page, it'll show you your full hologenetic profile. So this is all the 11 spheres. So it goes through the activation sequence, which is going to be the first sequence, and then the Venus, and then the Pearl.
Okay, wait. I think there's something. Okay, there's purpose down here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so why are these different colors? Can I ask that?
Yeah. So that's the different sequences. So the ones that you see that are colored in green or partially green, that's going to
Mm-hmm.
be the activation sequence. And
Mm.
so that's about like unlocking your unique genius, grounding you on the physical plane, unlocking your purpose. And then the red spheres or partially red spheres are going to be the Venus sequence. And this is about healing through relationships. It's about unlocking, it's about healing the wounding that happened in childhood
Yeah.
that caused you to close down your heart. And it's about learning to reopen that. And that's what opens you up to then move into the last sequence, which is the blue spheres. That's the pearl sequence. And that's about unlocking prosperity through bringing your gifts as service to the whole. So your vocation, this sphere that's like partially red, partially blue,
Yeah.
in the Venus sequence, this is called your core wound. And it's so beautiful because this is like the core of your wounding. And out of the core of your wounding emerges your vocation, emerges your core talent that you're here to bring to your life's work.
Okay. So we would liken that to like our Chiron placement in
Yeah.
astrology.
Yeah. So this is actually your unconscious Mars placement, your prenatal Mars. So if you think about Mars, Mars is like kind of like that immature archetype that like comes in,
Yeah.
that like matures, right, over time and can then become, it's almost like, I also think Mars is like a warrior as well, you know?
Yes.
So it is, I think in a lot of ways, it is kind of like Chiron, you know, which is like that wounded warrior, but it's almost like this immature warrior that like grows up to like then be able to like through maturing, right, through healing itself, like
Yeah.
it's able to then bring this core talent to the world as service to the whole.
That's so interesting. So it's for I know that this is a little small, guys, but so my vocation is in unity, right? So my core wound is what? Not
Is dislocation. So dislocation, and then the line 1, the core wound, is repression. So basically this dislocation, this second gene key is actually kind of a cool gene key to talk about, because dislocation is this feeling of being disconnected from the whole, feeling like you're not connected from the whole, like you're in the right, like you're not in the right place at the right time,
uh-huh.
you know? And so you can feel like you're dislocated, like you're
Mhm.
disconnected. And so that's
Uh-huh.
going to be a core part of your wounding, is this feeling of this dislocation. And it's actually the second gene key is actually it's the most yin, it's the most feminine gene key. And it's actually through this feeling of dislocation that all of our fears, that all of our shadows are actually born. Because it's from this feeling of feeling disconnected from the whole that our fears are born. And so all of the shadows are actually rooted in a fear. And so this gift of orientation is really coming back to the remembrance that you are never in the wrong place at the wrong time, that you can never make a wrong decision in life.
You are not going to make me cry tonight. Okay. Not going. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. That just rounds out all the themes of the day, Miss Randy. Everything that's been said to me. Holy cannolis. Okay. Your mom was 1256. I was 1 or 2 and your sis. Wow, you guys were all
Wow,
at the
that's
same
interesting.
minute? There's a lot there. Okay, Malika, your life's work is 43, her evolution 23, her radiance 29, her purpose 30. I'm sure that makes
I have
sense
a
to
lot of things I could say about all of those.
you. And she says her
Those
core
are some of
wound
my
is
favorite.
hunger.
Yeah, so she has her core wound in 35. So the 35th gene key, the shadow, is hunger. So 35th, the 35th is interesting because it's it's like this hunger for experience. You know, this hunger for, and like we can become really hungry for like thinking that these experiences are going to bring fulfillment to that hunger,
Yeah.
right? And then we find that never does, right? We're just continuously hungry. And so
Right.
the gift of 35 is adventure. So it's like really starting to not cling so much to a particular outcome in an experience, right? Like not thinking that experience is going to give you necessarily what you expect, but just being in the adventure of it, being in the adventure of the experience.
Wow. That fits her. I know her. That fits her. Melinda, you feel like you just unlocked another. Yes, honey. It's a whole nother treasure chest. It's a whole new world. Your strategy is to respond. Your profile is investigator. That definitely fits you, Miss Anna. Just, I don't know the depth of being an investigator, but just knowing her, I feel like it fits. Yeah, she's definitely one that's gonna go down every rabbit hole and not leave anything unturned. Like she really has this thirst for knowledge on a lot of levels, though. Like that, it's not using the word occult in a bad way, but a cult like hidden wisdom. Like she really
Mhm.
wants to understand and know and possess hidden wisdom, and
Yeah.
she.
So the strategy of responding, that's a generator. And then being an investigator, that's going to be a first line profile. So the first line profile is all about like getting to the bottom of it, like researching, investigating, getting all the information because it wants to create a strong foundation.
That's Yep, that's her. So Melinda's strategy is to respond. Okay, we got all
Lot of
responders here.
generators. Yeah. Hmm.
Wow, that
Yeah,
is
I would
just.
say girl talk. I would say look at the 56 gene key. I don't know. Sometimes when I see numbers like that, like I go and I look at the gene keys. I'm like, what does 56 have to tell me that maybe there's a theme there for all of you with that
Yeah.
56?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that is very interesting, and I'd want to run some numerology on that too, because that's like,
Right?
I mean, 56 reduces down to 11 automatically, right? Which reduces down to 2, but we don't tend not we won't reduce down the 11 typically, but like,
Right.
and that family is I know Girl Talk and her sister, they were in my youth group
Mm,
as teenagers, and their mother was just a lovely, lovely woman, and all of them are very powerful beings,
mm,
very powerful. Yep, Anna says where is this? She's a manifesting generator. Mhm. Uh-huh. Melinda's a generator. I know a 5-1 projector.
yeah. So 5-1, that's her profile.
Oh, okay.
And then projector, that's her type. Hmm.
Right, that one, I'm like, "I don't know nothing about the 5-1."
I know. See, there's so many elements of human design, like so much. And that's why gene keys in a lot of ways can be a little bit of a simpler approach, because you could really just start with those 4 keys in your activation sequence and really unlock so many breakthroughs instead of like, and then, if and when human design calls to you, layer that in as it feels good. But resist the urge to try to allow the mind to continue to hijack the process, because that's something I see happen so much in this field. Is people are still trying to allow the mind to figure it all out.
Yeah. Especially those of us who are we already have a propensity for that,
Yeah,
right? So,
especially if you're a first line. You have a first line in your profile, Lisa. Malika, she's a 5-1. Somebody else was saying they're an investigator. This first line, like, it wants to know the information. It wants to, like, be looking things up and researching it and understanding it. But it has to, like, really know when to trust that it has the knowing, that it has, like, and I
yeah.
also see this very connected. We talked about on the podcast, we talked about the 48th gene key and that shadow of inadequacy, and that 48, that's in your south node, Lisa. And so
Mhm.
this the shadow of inadequacy always makes me think of the shadow expression of the first line, because it can feel so inadequate in not having enough information, not knowing enough, not having a solid foundation. But really, like, if you have a first line in your profile, I guarantee you are a resource. You have wisdom. You have like, you probably know more than experts in the field, because you have done the research, you have done the investigating. So learn to trust that you have this wisdom. The 48th, I love the 48th so much because it's called the well. And it's knowing that, like, you can drop the bucket down into the well, down into that darkness, down into not knowing what's down below. You can drop it down and trust that as you pull the bucket up out of the well, it contains everything that you need. And so to trust in that, like, to trust that we are the well, we are that well of wisdom. And when we really trust that it's there within us, we can drop that down and pull out everything that we need in any moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And trusting, yeah, so that is the crazy thing for me, right? Sometimes I don't believe that I have enough. When is enough enough? When is enough? And part of that for me is like, well, I always want to be sure that I have all the knowledge so I can help the next person, but never really um honoring what's already here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what's already here. I think that's why I love biochemistry so much, though, too, because I wanted to go into research. I stopped wanting to go into actual being an actual medical doctor, and wanted to go into research because I wanted to be, I wanted to find cures. Like I was going to college and when the AIDS pandemic first really hit, and the hospitals were first being overrun, and nobody understood anything about this virus. And I just, here I am, a 17, 18-year-old girl saying, I'm going to find the cure for AIDS. I'm pretty sure we already have it. We're just hiding it so that we can make more money off of it. Knew that then at 17. I didn't know anything about the world, but I knew enough to know that then. It's pretty crazy. But yeah. Oh, yep. I attract generators. We come to each other. Love it. You've been contemplating with the golden path gene keys. Is there a difference?
So the golden path, that's going to be like, you pulled up your profile with all the
Yes.
different keys. The golden path is going to be like you moving along the path and going through those
Oh,
keys.
oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
kind of like, yeah. So there's, again, I mean, there's so much of this language. It's like, what? It's going to be so confusing. But yeah, just just start with those 4 keys that we talked about in your sun and earth, your conscious and
Yep.
unconscious and earth. And that can just, it can unlock so many breakthroughs, really help to ground you in your physical body, in your being, and what you're here to do and who you're here to be.
Amazing. That is amazing. Well, Miss Randi, this has been fabulous once again. Thank you so, so very much. Now, you said you opened up another cohort so we can go to your website?
Yeah, you can go to my website, and on there you'll find information about chart reading mastery, my program if you want to learn how to integrate this and offer readings. You can go there. That's on my website. And if you also maybe just want to learn more about the gene keys, I also have a community called Gifts of Gaia. We meet on Mondays. So we're meeting tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific for the 40th gift of Resolve. So we meet every Monday and we talk about the gift frequency that's being activated by the earth. So right now, the earth is activating this 40th gene key, and we like to focus on the gift frequency. We do talk about a little bit about the shadow and the city, but we really focus on the gift because the gift is the most practical element of the gene keys. It's really like what we're here to, our genius. It's what we're here to be and what we're here to give and how we're here to give and serve. And it's so powerful when we can actually like know these higher frequencies so that we can become a steward of them, so that we can be embodying them and help. I think through us doing this, like we're going to create a different frequency on the planet.
Absolutely. And that's so critical, especially right now. Like, that's
Oh
all
my
I've been
God.
saying all day is like, guys, we can't slip into the fear. We can't slip into the fear. Like, we have got to elevate ourselves so that we can emit the light, that we can emit the power, that we can emit, right, at a higher frequency to quell this. And, you know, I believe firmly that it's working because, they're they've entered into some peace talks and so on and so forth. So, or they will start tomorrow. Well, they're tomorrow, which is very soon. So it's working. It's working, guys. We can't give up. Like, so this is so very critically important as we're
I mean, I think we're
helping the.
just seeing that like right now, like in how the world is reacting to what's going on. It's like I think we've forgotten sometimes like that we are so powerful. But in these
Yeah,
moments, I think we're starting to see like what happens when people really start being like, I can stand up and I can really take a stand for what I believe in. And
yeah,
that make a difference. You know?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and I think we're. Do you mind? Cheese and
He's
rice.
always like up in here during our conversations. I love it.
They cannot. It is not a video until Gemini has come and shown her butt. That's just it. Just it is not a video. Stop, pumpkin. Um. So she stayed out of here for a while. I think she's just like, okay, is it safe?
She's like, are
Because
you done
she could,
yet?
she was in here knocking over cameras like she's been doing the last few days. I think she's tired of me being on camera so much. Anyway, they're saying hello to you, dear.
Oh, see, I think maybe she just wanted some attention. She wanted time in the spotlight. Very Gemini.
Isn't she? She really is. Oh my gosh. Well, Randy, thank you again. Thank you, guys. I put Randy's website in the chat. It's in the chat. It's in the description. Cut it. Okay, I'm gonna pet you in a minute. Calm down. It's we're just gonna do a comedy show. This is just gonna be like the Gemini show is gonna be my comedy show. And I'm sure it'll just take off. But definitely go check that out. So if it's 4 o'clock Pacific, that would put it
I think
Pacific
that's
2 hours, 6
yeah, 6
o'clock
p.m.
Central.
Central. Yeah.
6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern. That'll be just before our members only live. So we can go, and chill out with Randy for a little while if you get the chance, and then we're gonna do our members only live. But definitely go to her website and check out her cohorts, please, or her cohort that she has available now, because this is amazing. And I won't let this one pass me by. I've got a little breathing room, so we're gonna get into this because this is just
Yeah,
amazing.
I'll send you all the information, and
Please,
I would love to have, you all join us in Gifts of Gaia. It's only $33 a month. We really priced it at a place that, like, we wanted it to be accessible to all because it's just such an incredible community. And
absolutely.
when you join, you get access. I think right now we have over 25 different recordings. So we've gone through almost half of the gene keys. And so I think about in April, we're going to make it the halfway point and start going around and completing the rest of the wheel. So it's really exciting, like that we're just creating this library of resources for you to go deeper in your contemplation of the gene keys.
Awesome. I love that. Oh my gosh, there's more for me to go through. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, so if you love to investigate and take in all the things, I got stuff for you.
Um, I hear my team right now going, "She does not need one more thing. Stop. Stop, please." But anyway, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, please send me the information so I can get it out to the community, so whoever wants to join us tomorrow will be able to do so, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so
Alright.
much, Lisa. It's been such an honor. These past two conversations have been so incredible, and yeah, just been such a joy to connect with you and your community.
Thank you so much. And guys, I'll be on Randy's podcast too. We're gonna be recording it soon, and I'll let you guys know when I'm gonna be over on her podcast.
Yes,
So
so excited for that.
I am too. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. All right, stop punking. All right, we're gonna let you guys go. Thanks everybody for being here so
Bye.
much, guys. Everybody have a fantastic Sunday. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love each and every one of you. Namaste.
Aloha. Bye.
Bye.